to do a intro review of a game that we started participating in. Do you want to tell a little background on that?
Yeah, so it's California Gamers, and it's gonzo.
Kind of like a West Coast type of thing. I don't know if that was just to get people that live in California, or maybe it was just ease of time zone. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we got invited. And we thought, hey, this would be kind of cool. The GM or host goes by OGGM, and he has a YouTube channel that you might want to check out. He puts out quite a few videos that I noticed. And some of the other participants are Shadow and Sun from the same channel. RPG Grandma, who has a channel. And another individual, Cal. Not really sure how to pronounce the other last name, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
So we had our session 0, and honestly, I wasn't really sure what to expect. All I knew was basically California Gamers, gonzo, kind of D20 game.
Uh-huh.
That's all I really knew, so I wasn't really prepared to come up with a character on the spot, but that's kind of what happened. So we kind of, and I didn't know what any of the other people were playing, but
yeah, it kind of went from I thought it was just going to be a discuss the game setup to, oh, we're playing. So, as we're getting introduced to the setting and stuff, all of a sudden, I'm rolling 3d6 to do up some stats, because it seems very seems close or derivative of a D&D system.
Yeah, and it took me a little bit off guard. I mean, it was fine, but I'm used to having a little bit more time to come up with a character concept, and I kind of had to come up with it on the spot. So I don't know if I'm connected to this character yet, but hopefully I will be. I've been thinking about her for the last couple weeks since we played, so hopefully I'll get connected with her relatively quickly, but it was a little unexpected.
Yeah, and so do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right, so having to just kind of be thrown in and like, what character do you want to play, and then kind of go from there, and then like, oh, we're playing, so it's like do your stats. That was kind of like you could do I don't know why I got it noted, but 46. But I think we did 3d6, and you could put them where you want. And I think I only got 2 good things, which I put a 15 in intelligence and 13 in con. And that's pretty much my only really good ones. So, and I decided that I was going to be since it's supposed to be weird, and I mean, it's probably not weird for a lot of people, because, I was like, what do I want to do? So I was like, I'll just be a kid from, basically the modern world that gets sucked into D&D. So I literally stole the cartoon D&D idea. Or a lot of anime do that, I guess. And so I went with that. My background was my guy works retail at Home Depot. His uncle passed or left him a storage shed of basically old stuff, so I went there to look at it, clear it out, kind of thing. And there's like boxes of like game type books, but also a spell type book or something. So I opened it up, and then I got teleported, and that's pretty much what happened. And then it's kind of like figured out as we went along.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, my character is applying that this whole thing is some kind of delusion. And but what I came up with in my character is going to be a spellcaster. And just kind of go from there. Go ahead and introduce your character. We can talk about the story.
So I decided that I wanted to be a non-human, so I went with an elf, kind of from a Shadowrun type world, and I am a medium, So I communicate with spirits. So I rolled really badly for my stats. They're terrible. I was kind of going on a sort of a priest-ish kind of feel, but she basically gets her powers from the tapping into the energy of the spirits that she communicates with. So, like I do have at least 1/6 for stats, and I have 3 that are below 10. So I didn't roll that great. But I decided that my character would have been probably grocery shopping and had her big hobo bag and pushing a shopping cart through the grocery store, and suddenly had one of her like spells or something where she normally would have like a spirit communication, but instead gets teleported. So me and my shopping cart came through the portal, I guess, into this other world.
Yeah, and I basically appeared sitting on an old couch that was in the storage with a junk sitting next to me and the whatever spell book thing. And then the first people we meet are people driving up in a Jeep, a soldier and a nun.
Yeah.
And they were talking to us about the way to Dunkirk.
Yep.
Which my character's only thing of that is the movie, because, you know, I was like, okay, you're going to go to the movies. You guys are dressed up for it or something. And for some reason, we kind of just went with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then we seen some guy with a cow.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, that's weird. So we drive a little bit. We find something that they're called the Iron Tower. And that's where we find Robot Man, who's another player character, guarding it. He introduced himself, but I do not remember his numerical designation. So C-3PO. But then, I think then there was a
confrontation with a
wizard. Confrontation with a wizard. We'll call him an evil wizard because he was confronting us. And he demanded access to this Iron Tower or something. Mm-hmm. And there was a slight battle, which, me being a modern 20-something character, I was, you know, they're fighting. I don't know what's going on. I just decided to whip out my phone and record it because, you know, that's what the kids do these days. And
I hid. Because when you're not where you're supposed to be and you're confused and then people start fighting, that's probably what you do, is hide. So I hid the whole time.
Yeah, and then we tried to figure it out a little bit of what's going on. And after a few moments, from what I remember, of, you know, trying to piece together where I thought that the other members of the group were basically like parts of my personality. Like the soldier was the authoritarian. You know, the nun was kind of like my religious thing. The elf was like my fantasy life. The robot was, I don't know. I was trying to put together why I'm on this or trip or something or whatever I was on, and then there was some other when there's some locals or natives. Mm-hmm. No, we talked to the Muzumbo. I think that was that guy with the different masks on him that always faced you.
I had the cow.
He was with the cow, and it was some trickster god, we think, or figured out. But we were then we were attacked by pterodactyls, right?
We were
in the sky. And
but the people from the town or village were out by then.
Yeah.
And so they all kind of hid. Some of them fought them. I think I hid. Somehow a pterodactyl was killed. I think it was our robot or our cyborg friend. Along with the guy driving
World
the
War II
Jeep.
soldier, yeah.
Yeah. And so eventually we end up getting some pterodactyl meat to eat. And we talked to some villagers. We found out the way to Dunkirk. And we traded for some gear. Like my shopping cart, I traded it to the villagers.
I really wanted the shopping cart, so that and we basically got basic adventuring gear type stuff to head there.
Yeah.
And I think that, and then the goal of heading to Dunkirk was pretty much our end of the game.
Or our intro.
But it was the end of the session.
Yeah, but in intro to the game itself. So it'll be exciting to see kind of where it goes. I'm just going by Jen, the elf, for my name. So it'll be, I think it'll be fun to kind of see where Jen goes and what she does and who she ends up being through the process.
Yeah, and I kind of picked a name in game, but no one ever asked me my name, so I might change it a little bit. But I know the World War II guy was Captain Roger Landis, and the nun was Sister Francis. But I don't remember the robot, so I kind of feel bad.
Yeah, and I don't know if I wrote his name down.
Yeah, there was a little bit of... probably the reason I didn't understand it, there's a little bit of feedback on his mic, so that probably...
Yeah, it was kind of hard to hear. Yeah.
But hopefully that's all cleared up, and I guess in a couple days we're going to be playing again. And
so very excited. It's kind of nice to play in a new game group. It's been a few years since we started in a new group. So kind of fun to branch out a little bit.
And everybody seems on the same page of just go with the flow. And
everybody seems real chill.
That's what makes it really cool. And so we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, should be fun.
And we'll report on it.
We'll try to give updates as we go through.
All right. Well, that's it.
See you next time.
Thank you for watching, and please take a moment to like and sub.